What is going on, everyone? We are back with another review, and in this one, we're reviewing Armchair Thriller Season 1, Episodes 5 through 10. So, 6 whole episodes. We're combining them all together. And I honestly don't know what to say. So, per the norm, link in the description below. Send you to Patreon if you want everything a week earlier. I'm going to try and make this kind of short and sweet. I was not a fan of this series of episodes. It did not grip me the way Rachel in Danger did. Mostly because there were no redeemable people in this entire episode. Not one. Except for the older couple who had their dog kidnapped in the first episode. So to give you guys kind of rundown of the way the story goes, I don't even know why they called it A Dog's Ransom as a story name, because the ransoming part, like the dog being ransomed, is only the first 2 of 6 episodes. After that, it way deviates from pretty much any of that. But there's this older couple who's receiving this letter from somebody who's been sending them letters, who's been watching them and threatening them, knowing they have a dog and stuff. The guy decides he's going to take the dog on a walk to the park. They get to the park. He throws a stick for the dog to go catch. The dog chases after the stick, disappears. And then that's that. He can't find the dog. He goes home. They get a letter the next day from the same guy saying that they have the dog. They report it to the police. Police pretty much do nothing. One of the guys decides that he's going to help this family on his own, getting his own time, since the police won't help. And he starts investigating the letters, finds out that they're using quotation marks a lot, although they call them inverted commas, which really pisses me off. And at that point, he starts to help them out. They pay a ransom, and actually, they pay the ransom first. I'm sorry. I missed the last 20 minutes of the first episode because the place I was watching it was only playing like the first 8 minutes. So I was missing a lot towards the end there. But come to find out, they go to pay the ransom the first time. They don't get the dog back. That's when the guy starts to help him in the second episode. That's why there was that gap there. And basically, his girlfriend is the social worker of this guy. He finds out that the guy is Polish and likes to use inverted commas, as he likes to call them, quotations. And he puts the connection together. So he asks her for his address. His girlfriend gives him the address. He goes. And confronts the guy. And the guy, is playing extremely coy at first, and then basically admits he killed the dog. He doesn't admit that he killed the dog. He admits that he took the dog and it's at his sister's. And he's like, they won't get it back until they send another 100. So he tells the family, they pay another 100, they still don't get the dog back. This is when you find out that the guy has actually killed the dog during all of this. Well, that guy then tries to pin the fact that, or then the Polish guy basically tries to say that the main guy gave him $50. Like, he gets arrested for everything. He tries to frame the cop to take him down with him. There becomes this investigation. The girlfriend breaks up with him for bringing all this crap onto her because the Polish guy knows that the only person he told anything to was the social worker. So there's this whole thing going on. She goes on this rant and even talks about, you think you're the only person that I sleep with type thing. And like, he was in love with her and they're all terrible people. And eventually, and like the cops that he was working with don't like him. And they're complete assholes. And eventually, like, the Polish guy sends his ex, or the girl that he likes, what looks like chocolate wrappers, but when they opened them up, It was feces, which is disgusting. And they, she calls him over. She calls her ex-cop boyfriend over afterwards and tells him about it. Refuses to tell him where the guy lives. He goes out because he sees the guy standing out in the corner, chases him down, hits him a few times with his billy club, and doesn't cause any. Well, you don't find out that he doesn't cause any damage, but the guy basically faints in the little basement alleyway thing. He leaves. On his way out, he sees some kids attacking this other kid because they were wearing different colors of different football teams. The cop goes to stop him, gets stabbed for his troubles, but saves the kid's life in the process. So then, some other people are starting to come in and investigate him, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, the main guy, the main cop guy that's now there, he's Scottish, I believe, or Irish, one of the two. I don't know. Somebody that would be mad at me for not understanding the difference between the two, I'm sure." But they get into he basically says that it's a coincidence that that guy died, that the Polish guy, so close to where he had got stabbed, which was also close to his girlfriend's house, which was also close to apparently where the guy was living and stuff. And the guy's like, "I don't know where he was living. My girlfriend wouldn't tell me." And then they question the girlfriend. She's like, "I didn't tell him where he lived." And then they question, which she didn't tell him that he went after the dude because the dude was standing outside, but she was like, "Yeah, I didn't tell him where he lived." And the older family who comes to visit him in the hospital says that he could stay with them. They all start singing this song together. I don't know the song, but Jerry singing the song together. He starts breaking down and crying. And basically opens up to them and tells them that he didn't mean to kill the guy, that he was just trying to teach him a lesson. And then that's how that episode ended. And then we're on the last episode at this point, and the cops bring him in to question him, and he keeps telling them, he's like, "I don't know anything." They bring in the old girlfriend. She's not changing her story. They bring in the guy that they stayed with, and he's like, "No, he just helped us out, and that was it." And they cannot connect the things. They even try to pit. They find out that the guy died by suffocation, but was attacked and bludgeoned with what was probably a police billy club, and the guy had lost his billy club during the kids that had attacked him, and they took it and then stashed it away in the trash, close by the way, to the dead body, which is funny. But they cannot connect him to it because it's not his billy club that they have in the desk drawer or anything, and he's basically let go. One of the cops that didn't like him, so the main guy goes out and buys something for his friend, the lady that had been cooking, or that had helped take care of him, from the older couple from the beginning. By this point, they'd bought a new dog to replace the old dog, and he'd bought her a cutting board and a knife as a gift because she likes to cook. And they get out there, and he takes it back to his flat. He's opening everything up to getting ready to package it so that he could take it over to her. And he gets a ring at the doorbell. He goes and answers it, and it's the really dickhead cop that has been talking shit to him this entire set of episodes. And the cop basically takes the knife that he was that the guy was going to give to the lady, walks up behind him while he's talking to him and stabs him. He's like, "I know you did it." He's like, I was following you that night. He's like, "But here's what you don't know. The guy actually died from suffocation because you couldn't even break the skin by hitting him with a billy club. So I killed him. I strangled him and made sure that he died. And no one's going to find out. In fact," he's like, "Here, give me your hand." And he takes the guy's hand and puts it on the knife that he just stabbed. He's like, "And now you've just self-unalived yourself." He's like, "So case closed." And he takes the knife. He throws it in the bag. He throws every other gift in the bag that he was going to take with him. He takes his gloves, throws them in the bag, and then leaves. helps a kid across the street as he's on his way out, and then the lady like pets her dog, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Chelsea's gonna," or whatever his name is, he's gonna, uh, love to meet you, and then the episode ended, and that's the end of the story. Guys, to tell you that I have gone from being super excited for watching this to absolutely not being excited to watch any more of this. Because again, the first story, Rachel in Danger, was really good. This wasn't. I don't. Again, and it's because nobody here is redeemable. Even the good cop, the main character, like, he is kind of a whiny bitch. Like, I get he was being framed for things and he, like, got super frustrated and everything, but, like, stop being a whiny bitch. Stand your ground. Fight. I don't know. I don't know. Wasn't a big fan. That's what it comes down to. And I'm sure there's bits and pieces that I left out. I gave you the gist of it for the best that I could remember. It really sucks because with this being one of the 6-episode ones, I would have rather like the shorter ones be shitty ones because it's like I dragged this out for 6 episodes. Now again, the twist ending where it's like the cop was the one that killed the dude and then ended up killing the other cop. Like I don't. That's cool. I mean, and I'm not even mad that like he gets away with it because like that's the type of stuff that I enjoy. I like seeing the bad guys win. It on occasion because it at least switches it up and makes things interesting. But nothing was satisfying with this episode. Nothing. Like the most satisfying thing was like the Polish dude dying because he killed somebody's dog. So I was like, yeah, I'm not even mad that he got killed. I don't know. I really hope it gets better. I do. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Love you. We'll see you next time. Peace.